All right, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as you can see, we're jumping right into game number 2 here. And again, especially with the delays we've had, I ain't complaining, and I'm sure nobody is. We're going to keep the momentum going here to what is now a 1-1 series, of course, in a best out of 5. Once again, reiterating that, guys, best out of 5 here, not a best out of 3. So at least 2 more, if not 3 more matches if it goes the distance. Anyways, here we are. In fact, already to the 3rd pick now on Bad Monkey Gaming side. Looking at the pick so far, Sync, Magnus, Parasite, and Pebbles. We see Ophelia and Prisoner coming out for BMG and waiting on the 3rd. The bands were Cthulhu Font, Keeper, Tempest, and Swiftblade, by the way, initially right here. But, hey, we get to see Super KG on a hook hero, man. Feels like it's been a while. And Elspeth's Rhapsody here.
It has been a while, and I mean, it's something that shouldn't be underestimated though at times is that playing heroes that each player is comfortable. Obviously, they're competitive players, so they can always play any hero to a decent degree. But it's those heroes that you feel signature on, and those sort of playmakers for certain heroes, and it makes a big difference, honestly, particularly in these big matchups. So it is good to see Super KG on his beloved Prisoner.
Yeah, so that's fan favorite there, and for good reason. Very entertaining, and I will say I want to say Mickey has kind of claimed that from him to an extent as far as the top hooker in Heroes of New Earth right now, and even players like Misery coming back and a couple others that have been making some plays with these hook heroes ever since Super Cajun was kind of the first one to really make a big splash with it. So I think he kind of needs to reclaim that title. I'm not gonna lie. So we'll see what big plays he makes today to possibly claim that here. But anyways, the banding phase moving along here. Dr. Repulsor, Revenant, Pharaoh, Silhouette. Again, you look at several of those bands, and I mind the Revenant one especially. Don't want to deal with that. I mean, you look at Sync's lineup already. Well, let's not give them the Revenant potential on top of that once again, is basically what Tankafed is saying here. So, going to take that away. Yeah, Tempest and Keeper are both banned, so yeah, it's obviously you got Parasite and Ophelia picked up already here on either side, so it is going to be that jungle versus jungle matchup.
And again, Magnus first picked and followed up with Pebbles. I mean, this sort of portal key duo is just so strong, and it fits Sync's playstyle so well. You see when they have those portal keys, they get so aggressive and so eager to make kills happen. And I mean, I honestly think that there could be a time where BMG might sort of decide to ban out Magnus and Pebbles. Obviously, you got some important bans to sort of ban out, like Swiftblade, like Cthulhu, like whoever. But at this time, I mean, if Zinc are sort of prepared and ready to play Magnus and Pebbles, and they're sort of dominating, why not ban them out?
Yeah. So the banning phase finishing up, the Chipper and then Empath to finish things off. I like seeing that Chipper ban, against Zibbe's Chipper. We cannot forget about that, and neither does Sync. He's showing his potential with that when it comes to that. So just making a point that, hey, we don't want to have to deal with that here. Vindicator's unbanned, and we did see him banned last game. And it seems like, in this series especially, Vindicator maybe pops up. So we'll see if that is a potential. Engineer, though, going to be coming. Hey, is Engie making a comeback, man? I mean, you see,
I think so.
It's like 3 games in a row now. I mean, Engineer is being picked up as more of a go-to support, it seems like.
Yeah, and it's more of like the aggressive support. Like if you compare that to maybe like Empath or Rhapsody, it's that big. I mean, it's just the energy field, man. It's so big. It's so impactful in these team fights. Like it cuts off the whole of the sort of team fight. And without Shrunken Heads, which BMG won't have in the early sort of phases of the game, which Zinc really do try to exploit, then the hero's perfect for Zinc, and they're definitely no strangers to it either. So. For BMG, though, they've still got their Suicide and their carry here to pick up. They're going to pick up Bubbles, which is a strong hero, actually, against sort of Zinc. Good at counter-initiations where, Zinc have been really, really quite looking dangerous with all the portal keys they've been having. So it can obviously stop the Magnus Eruption, can stop any combo from Pels if he's quick enough. For Zinc, though, they've still got their carry potential, and I mean, they might pick up Vindicator themselves, although Hag is on the board as well, so we'll have to see.
Yeah. Got a pickup for them now coming up. And yeah, nothing to notice about Prisoner. Heroes like Magnus definitely can struggle somewhat against Prisoner. Gets that shackle up and really locks him down, prevents him from using the Lava Surge or that Steam Bath for that matter. So going to have to keep that in consideration here. That's most likely the case you're going to end up playing it. You see the right clicks of several carry options now they're going through. Sync's trying to decide which carry option they're going to go with. Probably ends up in the hands of Flensmeister, of course. in the end. There you go. Looks like the carry option going to be Soul Stealer. So it seems like we've been seeing a bit of Soul Stealer lately because of, if anything, for counter push purposes. But it's not really much crazy push potential here on BMG side. Sure, Ophelia Rhapsody was dangerous, but
I mean, whenever you have kind of like Ophelia and Rhapsody plus some kind of initiator, you're always going to have that team fight and push potential. And Soul Stealer is just a great hero because not only can he, have an impact, like you said, of sort of counter pushing, but it adds that ability to sort of team fight early, yet still have the carry presence as well. And BMG are actually right click in the dark lane, and I would actually like to see them go some kind of greedy hard carry here, because if they can survive the sort of Zinc onslaught for the 15-20 minute sort of stage of the game, then they can definitely, late game carry this, and we are going to see a Dark Lady actually, so which will be quite interesting to see. Because it's going to be 1v1 against Magnus, so he doesn't need to have the greatest lane presence, and although Dark Lady doesn't have a greatest lane presence, obviously he can easily match up against Magnus, so should be fine in that aspect. And if he can get that farm, then he can easily out carry all of Zinc, even Soul Stealer in that respect, because Soul Stealer is a great hero, but he's not the greatest hard late game carry, because his passive is only like -5, and obviously some of his spells are a lot of mid game oriented. So I'm liking the draft from BMG. Only if they can slow the tempo down from Mickey Pebbles, man. I mean, honestly,
yeah,
we saw last game he just absolutely wrecked it. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, again, I know for good reason we're giving a lot of credit to Mickey there and just how fun it was to watch and everything. But I think it's safe to say the Revenant impact also had a lot to do with that too. So I'm not expecting Mickey to go as snowball heavy and as crazy as he did last game. But we'll have to wait and see. Obviously the potential's always there with the hero. Like Pebbles, definitely. So apparently the players are lagging a little bit here. So talk of a possible remake. Okay, well, never mind. Oh, that's what they means. Okay, we'll see if they go for a remake here or not. In the end, all right. Here we go. Yeah, I mean it's ultimately up to the other team if they want to allow for that. Like I said, it's one of those cases. I'm not a huge. I'm speaking from the spectator and from the caster point of view. It's like, really, we're remaking because one player doesn't necessarily think his latency is the best. I mean, I get it, but we've had plenty of delays already today, so just kind of hope that this goes quickly here. I guess is where we're going to be at. So it looks like, are they already? Oh, geez, they're already in it. Wow. That quick ready up of theirs and going to be jumping back into it. Okay, so anyways, we're going to be on to the next game. Again, we're tied at 1 game apiece here between Sync and Bad Monkey Gaming. Here are what is the grand finals here. Both teams trying to fight for not only claiming the Cycle 4 champion, but also their share of the nice prize pool. And again, as the cycles start advancing on here, this is the 4th cycle of what's going to be 8 cycles in total. So this will be... I thought they might have banned a hero on accident. Anyways, this will be the halfway point once we're done with this cycle. So, keeping that in mind, how we still got a whole other half of the season, and then the playoffs, and so far on.
Is that going to be balanced
and everything? So,
halfway.
I honestly have no clue exactly when the balance patch is going to come out.
I'm pretty sure that was the same with the last season.
Yeah, there was the break in. Well, I think there was like the break. I think so. We got cycle 5, and then I know there's a little bit of a break for Thanksgiving and everything, and then eventually the Christmas break. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure when the big balance patch is set to be planned.
I was wondering. I was just wondering what the schedule is actually. But
yeah.
Who cares? Run away. The game is back.
That's what matters. All right, so back here into what is again game number 2. So. Laning phase, kicking off here again. Zibby back to his suicide ways here. Going to be on the suicide bubbles in this case. Again, Haxford, of course, playing the Dark Lady. Not surprising to see there. Soul Stealer, Flensmeister heading towards that bottom lane. So is everybody of Sync, though. They really want to make sure to protect their own jungle, as does BMG. So neither one going to run into one another at this point here. Yeah, Dark Lady always one of those. Yeah, hell, we were talking about it. That's one of the other things we talked about on the podcast. In Cycle 3, the top 2 performances of in terms of GPM were actually happened to be both by Dark Ladies when it came down to it. And she was only played 3 times in total. And even the game that wasn't in the top 3, I mean, it still was like 500 and something GPM. So
I mean, if Dark Lily can get farmed, like when he gets to sort of 34 minutes, if she can pick up like a Rune Cleaver and a sort of Shrunken Head, then she's going to completely nullify all of sort of Zig's team except for the Soul Stealer, and even the Soul Stealer isn't going to be really able to go toe to toe with Dark Lady, because obviously Soul Stealer is useful in terms of the Soul Burst and the Demon Hands, but just right click toe to toe with Dark Lady. Dark Lady's going to win that sort of engagement 9 times out of 10. So. I mean, BMG, they just need to somehow slow down, honestly, the tempo from Zinc, because it just feels like once Mickey picks up a portal key, it just seems to sort of snowball from there, and hopefully if they can shut him down in the dual mid setting, then maybe that's where they can really find their advantage.
Yeah. So the middle matchup, it is going to be Pebbles Engineer versus Gauntlet, or not Gauntlet, Prisoner and Rhapsody. One of those hook heroes here. Again, good to see Super KG play the hook hero again. Excited for that. So, looking for the opportunities here as far as hitting his hooks. He's right off the bat, kind of canceling. But, I mean, Pebbles is one of the, again, obviously very squishy early on in the game. 0.8 armor that he's looking at. So you get that pull on to Pebbles, you get some good auto attacks in. That could definitely be troublesome for Mickey in this case. So definitely look for that. But Engineer at the same time also pretty good at kind of counter initiation with that kick stun and to help his teammate usually. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of action, though, to follow here in the middle lane once we do resume things at this point here. Got top lane. Again, Ophelia going to be in her own jungle. As far as the warding situation goes, looks like the side camp is going to be blocked for Ophelia. Nothing blocked for Parasite, though. Supports ward aside. Does that actually block right at the top rune? That doesn't block that camp there, does it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
So
it blocks it.
Why would he place it?
Wait, sorry, what?
Well, supports supports ward aside, that placed it at the top rune.
Oh no, that doesn't block it. No,
that doesn't block the camp.
I thought you were talking about Kazu's ward. Sorry.
Oh no, yeah.
Sorry,
okay, yeah,
so
they actually both.
no.
Yeah, Kazu's ward definitely blocks that camp, but that one doesn't. Yeah, I was gonna say that would be kind of silly unless they were thinking Parasite would be up here, but.
No. And even if Parasite was up here, they wouldn't block the medium camp. If they was going to try and block out Parasite, they'd be blocking that hard camp. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't block. It's just good ward vision, and it's very, very rarely countered in this space. And obviously, there you can see it doesn't block it, but yeah, it's really, really rarely countered. So just a good ward spot to have. Obviously, guards the top rune and does spot any rotations coming out from Magnus, which is very, very key. Because if you think about it, in the last couple of games, if Magnus doesn't have a great start in the laning phase, he'll just start running, and making sure to have that ward of sight on Magnus to sort of spot any rotations is important, because they need to make sure they win this middle matchup, because they have to make sure to sort of slow down Mickey's farm on the Pebbles. So.
Yeah. I mean, you see right there, as far as the numbers are concerned, as far as the record here for Sync Esports and the individual hero play. Again, they overall are just a high win percentage, obviously, so take it how you will, but definitely quite the comfort factor here on their side. So, again, some banter back and forth here about possible lag, I guess, but done is done. Going to be playing on for the time being. See, again, we constantly see Super KG doing that fake hook animation, trying to get them to get the angle that he's looking for, but
yeah, I mean,
launching just yet.
Unless there's some crazy hook like that.
There we go. They pull in Pebbles. Here comes that Kexdown. Kexdown, though, not the best placement. I think Pebbles is going to be fine at the end. Shackle eventually comes out. Here comes Parasite, though. Pebbles barely alive. Not enough, actually. He will survive. And now with Parasite here, he's looking for a turn kill. Pebbles going back in. Oh, that was risky. And actually now got our Prisoner on the run from Parasite. Yeah, should be fine. Nobody dying there. Wow.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't think there's going to be a kill unless there's an insane hook coming from Super KG, or even the team sort of overextends, unless the junglers get involved. So, I mean, for BMG, they need to get involved. They need to get Tankerfett involved if they want to start shutting down the Pebbles. Because I don't think they'll be able to kill him just with the Rhapsody Prisoner, because it's just do enough damage. They don't have enough bursts compared to BMG's dual lane combo. So
yeah.
That or even like maybe a rotation from Bubbles or Magnus, but here comes actually Invisible Ophelia. This should be enough if they can get a hook off.
This is awkward timing too. Yeah, Pebbles, they're doing some transitioning with the items and whatnot as far as regen, you see right there. And yeah, Mickey wasn't ready to be jumped on like that, so in the end he gets picked off as Ophelia comes in with a great rune control coming out obviously from Tankerfett right there, and that's ultimately what sets up that Bloodlust kill. So hey, locking down the Mickey, that's a good sign for BMG.
No, and it is though. I know it sounds a little bit kind of OTC. That's a massive hook coming out from Super KG as well.
Yep. I went away from it for a second, but that's the thing with hook heroes, man. You got to stay on them the whole time, or else you're gonna miss those hooks. But
especially with Super KG. But yeah, just going back to the Mickey factor, like I know it sounds a little bit sort of stupid or a little bit overhyping sort of Mickey, but in this case, it is a big factor. Like they need to make sure they shut him down because every single game that Mickey plays Pebbles, like if he has a good start, they win. I think like. Quincy posted the stats about it. Like whenever they have a good start on Pebbles, they automatically win the game practice. So if they can shut down Pebbles, that will be their key to really control the tempo here from BMG. And from what I said before, is that they need to slow down the tempo. And if you slow down Mickey, you slow down the tempo. So it's quite simple. Just make sure you give Mickey a hard time in this game.
Great escape from Zibby in the meantime on Bubbles. I thought for sure he was going to be dead, but he was able to just sidestep the Demon Hand coming out from Soul Stealer. The reason why they win it, obviously he shell served for a little bit of farm and harassment. They knew that was down, of course. They almost got it, but Zibby did a great job of juking and eventually got the distance to get away. So again, well played on his part and making the escape. Guess what? Support has an Ion Stone. Nothing surprising there, as still the only support player to even get this item. But mix it up here on Rhapsody. Actually has the illusion on the Ion Stone here, and even spawning a couple illusions in the meantime. So gonna try to harass with that a little bit, I'm sure. Yeah. Only loss on Pebbles was still a pretty good performance, yeah.
Well, it's like 2, 5, and 6, so he hasn't been snowballing.
That's true,
that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
that's a good point.
If he has a good snowballing, then that's when they start to win. So if you lock down Mickey, you win the game practically, put it simply. But yeah, going back to the Ironstone, like it is a great pickup only if support has the farm. And in this case, he's got 2 of the kills. He's got boots up. He's got his wards up as well, and that's when Ironstone can be useful. So I do like the pickup here. And I mean, and they are effectively shutting down Pebbles. Though I mean, I mentioned in the last series as well. Like when you pick up Prisoner, it has to be go dual mid because you have to utilize the potential. And in this case, it's perfect. Stalagmax just missed and just misses as well.
Yeah, going for the turn then, trying to capitalize right there. But in the end, both end up missing. So not the biggest deal in the world coming out from between the two. Now Rhapsody, that's the illusion. Rhapsody is using that Ion Stone, man, constantly sending out some illusions here. And being annoying.
One thing to note, though, I would actually like to see support have some kind of ward vision in the middle lane, though. You see there's a ward vision here for from Insania, but they need to have one for their own because they need to spot out any rotations coming out from Parasite. Actually, here comes the wild hunt of Parasite mid lane, though. Yeah,
there's the Poland. Stalagma's again going to miss right there, and now Pebbles in a lot of trouble. Shackles applied. He chucks a prisoner away from him. A couple more auto attacks using those bottle charges. Here comes the wild hunter Parasite, though, as you were talking about. Illusion being spawned from Rhapsody right there. She's trying to help chase down the Pebbles, and yes, Staccato set in range. Gets the kill. Parasite is still here. Here comes Soldier as well. Demon Hand standing. Rhapsody, though, locking her down. Actually, Soldier's going to fall. Ophelia's doing some work here in the meantime for the Hellborn team. So Soldier, Pebbles dead, and Parasite Engineer on the run. Bubbles coming to help clean up. Vagabond leader nuke onto Engineer. He's not low enough just yet. Yes, he is. The prisoner hook just in range. What a turn for BMG right there. Not so much a turn, I guess. Just great job collapsing as a team and coming out on top. And now 5-0 in hero kills.
Exactly, and the biggest thing is that, again, Mickey died. It's only 200 GPM. He's not even got his steam boots, let alone anywhere near his portal key. K2 has rotated to the middle lane, and actually this is kind of a good rotation because now it gives Haxtra absolute free farm in the top lane. And I said the strategy here for BMG, slow the game down, try and shut down Mickey so he doesn't have any kind of tempo control in this game, and get farm on Haxtra. I don't know if he's going to go for a Rune Cleaver in this game. If he does, then obviously it's going to boost his farming potential. And with this sort of shutdown on Mickey, I think he can risk going the greedy build with the Rune Cleaver and then start going the strong on head. And there's the life tube, so it is going to be a Rune Cleaver, and I do like the pickup coming from Haxtra. And so if they can sort of steroid farm this Haxtra on the Dark Lady, then Zinc, they might be in a lot of dangerous trouble. I mean, everyone on their team, aside from Magmus, is below 300 GPM, and I mean, for this strategy to work here for Zinc, they need to have some good tempo control, but they lost mid, and that's where the tempo starts here for Zinc.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely not surprised to see the Rune Cleaver person on Dark. I mean, I just feel like it's just one of those, for her especially, I mean, it's just such a good item. It synergizes well with her abilities, and it just helps her maximize that farming potential. Because when it comes to, farming, sure, she can farm decently, but it just helps her flash farming just so much more. And, it gets her to that ridiculous point that we were talking about earlier of just the crazy high GPM. So, yeah, has the life tube again. It could build a Helm of the Black Legion, but, yeah, probably not going to see that. So, let's sustain her into the Rune Cleaver Very, very likely. I still, those kind of just hit me, but I still remember that item used to be called Ruined Axe, and for some reason they decided to change it to Ruined Cleaver. I still never even got that. Still to this day, I just don't know. Haster in top in the meantime, actually going to be bottled up by Prisoner right
Dark
here.
Lady.
Is she in trouble? Maybe? Engineer? Okay.
Engineer was there. I mean, the one strategy for BMG is make sure you keep Dark Lady alive, but here comes the rotation.
Yeah,
though.
There's the silence. Look at Magnus. It's like, I can't do anything. I'm silenced this whole time. The auto attack's coming out. He barely will die in the end. Super KG getting credit for the kill, actually, as the Shackle does it. Look at Rhapsody with the cutoff. In comes the Disco Inferno. The hook is going to miss. Engineer, can she actually get away? No. The Staccato Scud's too much. And Engineer is going to end up falling too. It's no matter who gets the kill. Looks like Haxman will pick it up. Good news for them.
I think support gave him. Yeah, support gave it to him as well, and like I said, they want to boost the farm on Haxman as much as possible. He's closing on that room cleaver, and once he gets that, and the farm's going to get even more. Actually, bottom lane that they are going to pick off the Zibe, which is a big kill. They got a kill on Mickey, but still he's below 200 GPM. This is a perfect start for BMG. Soul Stealer, though, might be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, what is this? All of a sudden, Prisoner appears. Prisoner Break comes out, pulling him in. There's the hook as well. Flensmeister can't dodge it when it's in his face. And the final auto attack to finish him off right there. Again, Prisoner, too, something to keep in mind. He got that somewhat of a rework to his passive. The one-man riot is now based on the cooldowns of each of your abilities. So, I mean, right there, actually, all of his abilities were on cooldown. So he was maximizing the use of that ability, which only had 1 point in it currently. But, what would that make it? 15 times 3, I guess. So 45% base damage at that point. So, yeah, that's something to keep in mind, though, with the new Prisoner and his auto-attack presence here, especially earlier on.
Yeah, there was a little bit of an engagement in the top lane, but there was no sort of catch potential for BMG, so they couldn't kill the Magnus in the end. But going back to the top lane, I really like this ward placed by support. The initial lane ward was actually Rev ward out in the top lane, but this ward behind it gives protection for Dark Lane, but more importantly, it does give the potential to actually dive onto the Magnus top lane.
Yeah, he's going to be gone out again. The silence being applied. Can he actually dodge the stuns here? Steam Bath is going to be coming out, but not enough once again. TP in. It's not going to get there in time, though. Or maybe Pebbles, Stalagmus. No, he's not going to risk it. By himself currently. Never mind, Soul Stealer is here. And actually, that's what Soul Stealer is good for. It cleans up the creep wave somewhat. And will keep the BMG from perhaps going for an all-out push here. You see the ward of sight by BMG.
Man, this ward of sight is so perfect. Like, I mean, and Zinc, they have no idea this is going on, but it gives so much information. It protects Dark Lady, obviously it allowed the dive on Magnus, and at the same time, they could back off there because all of the rotations were being stolen by this one warden. It is going to get de-warded now, but still, just a great warden, and it has actually paid off a lot of its effectiveness. And actually the middle lane here, a lovely lane ward as well. Spots out any of this rotation as well, but poor man's Portal Key's not enough, actually middle lane though.
Yeah, they're trying to chase down this Prisoner right here. Kelfield comes out, the Demon Hand knocking in. There's a pull in, it does pull in Soul Stealer. They got it on the back end, and Flensmeister going to be picked off right there. Geez, his positioning wasn't the prettiest. Now Darklight even following up, but no, not enough follow-up there. However, they are going to be grouped up now, and here comes 0-4, I guess. Prisoner not with him. He's going back for some regen.
This is risky.
This is risky, especially with Prisoner not being here. Magnus channels the eruption. He's going to go and do plenty of damage here. Will they have the follow-up's the question. Darklight goes back in with those Dark Blades. She is dropping quickly, but the Protective Melody comes out mitigating further damage, and Sync Esports will have to fall back. Guess who's coming back in, though? It's Prisoner. So, yeah, if there's another fight, Prisoner who will be ready, but no, there's not going to be. And nobody ends up dying there. Yeah.
Hook.
Maybe?
Or just out of range. Just out of range. But yeah, if Prisoner was there, that would have been such a big team fight actually for BMG because of that protective melody. But again, though, like you're seeing the impact that Zinc have had without like a good start on Mickey, because normally at 8-9 minutes he would have the portal key and the snowball potential from Zinc would have already started. But in this case, it's BMG that are making the plays. They're the one that's controlling the tempo, and it's Zinc that are having to actually sort of respond to the plays being made from BMG. And all of this time, obviously, it does free up even more space and even more time for the Dark Lady to pick up that Rune Cleaver. And that's where it starts getting dangerous for Zinc. I mean, for Flensmeister as well, he's got no kind of farm, and BMG, they're looking incredibly strong at this point. And I mean, for Zinc, there's not much they can do outside of try and get the farm on Mickey. But whatever lane he's going to go to, he's going to be in some way of actually getting in contact. Actually, middle lane, there might be a little bit of engagement, but is eventually stopped. It's bottom lane though. Yeah, Zibe.
Bubbles ring around the rosy. Look at Zibe. He's going to escape. Yeah, they have no clue where exactly he is. Maybe no. Casey could have guessed it, but he decides not to. Again, easier for us to say, but He obviously could not see him, so well played by Zipper right there to get away. And yeah, you know, I'm thinking about it too. Sync only has, what now, 6 losses in total. Again, 2 of them being a BMG in the previous series, or more so yesterday in the winter bracket finals. But I really wonder, as far as all their losses go throughout Season 4, you know, is this possibly their worst loss that they're going to take? Kind of going to what you're just saying there. I mean, the GPM across the chart is just nothing. Sync can't get anything going here. They're going to lose the middle tower. They're going to try for something as Solstice running in. Prison Break didn't actually go off. It didn't actually sound like it. Pulls it in. Solvers, though. And down goes Prisoner, but here comes Dark Liddy looking to pick some people off. Magnus, though, nice kite. That is the power against Dark Liddy. Unfortunately, Zibby picks him off, though. And KZ could not get away. You do see they end up getting Rhapsody on top of that, so a 2-for-1 exchange, I guess, in favor. But they're going to need much better exchanges than that to start coming back early on in this game.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad though. Mickey actually boosted up his GPM about 40 or 50 actually because he got that streak from support. He was actually on legendary streak, which is quite funny to see. But it's a big kill though because it does obviously get closer to his portal key, but at the same time, Prisoner is the first one to pick up his portal key. Haxtra is now 1,000 gold away from his rune cleaver. And I mean, Zinc, they've kind of missed their timing because they've picked up the the parasite and got all this aggressive strategy, but they really haven't been able to use it. Actually, hook middle lane.
Middle lane, there's the hook in. Pebble says, "Get off me, bro!" with throwaway. It ain't gonna matter though. The lockdown was way too much. Kelfoot assisted. Engineer, he's got 2 minor totems, not much else obviously. So yeah, Insania himself as well as again this whole Sync team struggling. Back to Zibby, wants to go for more. The hook gonna be dodged on both sides right there. And Engineer actually has the last laugh in that sense, I guess, as he escapes the onslaught there. But top lane, Magnus. He might once again be in some trouble. Dark Liddy's ready to go with those Dark Blades, but no. Magnus actually presence of mind. Those spider senses tingling perhaps. I guess they do have a little bit of vision here. Gives him that. Flensmeister pushes the bottom lane, but a big hook from Super KG once again. And here comes Saber to help finish off the job. Solstice, they're trying to run. He can't do too much, though. He's got some good speed here with that Energizer, but it's not going to be enough for Is it Prison Break? No, he actually gets out of the leash range. Big turnaround, Pebbles. Helps to clean things up, and all of a sudden Prisoner's dead, and Bubbles has to get on out of there. So well played by the teamwork of Sync to at least save Solstice and get a turn kill. While that's happening, though, you look at the top lane, and they don't have the most TP presence to come up here, so I don't know if they're going to defend this, actually. Maybe.
Yeah. Pebbles TP and cooldown, actually. Solstice doesn't have one. He doesn't even have any kind of regen either.
Yeah.
They're going to try and defend, though.
He stuns in, only hits the creeps, though, out of range of Ophelia. So it will be enough to stall the push at least. Not going to be able to deny it either, but it will at least slow things down. So yeah, Sync, hey, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, I guess. I mean, BMG sure has been looking great here, but Sync has actually been slowing it down a little bit, and gold per minute has risen somewhat, especially with Soul Stealer surviving there. He's now up to 313 gold per minute. He's got the Energizer early on with the Steam Boots. Positive portal key progression. Magnus and Pebbles both in the same boat, about 1,000 gold saved up here. So still need a little bit of weight here before they get those.
But I mean, and I think Darklight has a Rune Cleaver now, but that's not the biggest items. Honestly, the biggest item would have been maybe a Shrunken Head and the Abyssal Skull. If she can get those 3 items, actually, then it gets incredibly scary for Zinc, because there's no way they can really address a Shrunken Head Dark Lady. I mean, all they really have outside of sort of magical presence is this Soul Stealer, and there's no lockdown, there's no physical presence, there's not like a Pestilence Stun or anything like that, or even like a Tempest Armor that can be superior lockdown outside of the Shrunken Head Dark Lady. But here comes Pebbles Invisible. This would definitely slow down Dark Lady's farm.
There's the opening, doesn't miss these stalagmites. Right on top of the energy field right there, well placed. And is it going to be enough? No, the Charging Strikes protected Melody. It wasn't even necessary, but just in case. You can't blame support for using it as a, fallback if anything. So, well played right there, and actually Dark Lady does survive. So, yep, obviously getting away, and you see Insania, unfortunately, maybe a little bit lazy issues, but I mean, I don't know more than they could have done, honestly. It seems like the lockdown was pretty perfect there, to be frank. So, she just gets away. Happened to be a little bit too tanky. Again, that Rune Cleaver kicking in. 410 gold per minute hacks. We're going to head back towards the top lane now. But to make work done up there. Speaking of portal key progression, Bubbles actually gets his own portal key. That's a suicide Bubbles, remember. As well as Prisoner, of course, having it now even for a little bit. So, yeah, these items obviously just coming out a little sooner for a BMG as a result of their start. And that's just how it works, of course, in the end. So, Sync, it looks like there's going to be a little bit of downtime here to maybe pick up some farm. I mean, Parasite Slapped has been, I was going to say not too active, but I mean, he's 0-4. He's been involved in all the kills, to be fair. So, in that sense, you can't blame too much. But
But I think BMG will be fine if the game gets slowed down. Yeah, obviously, Zinc are going to pick up the portal keys. Actually, Saucy pick up his portal key. Magnus and Pebbles are going to be close to his portal key. But at the same time, it just gives more and more farm for Dark Lady to pick up that Abyss of Skull and then pick up the Shrunken Head. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. Once Dark Lady has a Shrunken Head, there's no way that Zinc can lock her down. Like Soul Stealer is the only one, and that's going to be only dishing out auto attacks, and it's not going to be a lot, honestly. So they need to sort of prioritise it as much as possible. This Dark Lady as much farm as possible. I'm talking double stacks, I'm talking triple stacks of everything, Ancients and obviously the jungle camps. Because if they can get the Shrunken Head on Dark Lady, they can win team fight after team fight. So Zinc, I mean, they should honestly, once they pick up the portal keys on Pebbles, really try and slow down Haxtron's farm, because once he gets going, it's going to be unstoppable.
So right there is prioritizing farm for Pebbles, getting those triple stack Ancients, so he's very close on the portal key. Magnus is just about there as well, and that's going to be, I mean, we'll see. Obviously we say this a lot, but yeah, that's going to be the big moment here for Sync Esports, getting not only the one but the 2 portal keys, and what they're going to be able to do with those as far as impact, because BMG, again, it goes back to they have somewhat of a comfortable lead, but did you just lag by chance?
Nice pause.
Okay,
yeah,
I got that too.
I got it really slow.
Maybe a little bit of server lag there.
But
But yeah, you know, once they get that, then of course that's where things can start kicking in. You know, the Dark Lady especially could be a lot more vulnerable in the end right here. So a bit of a server hiccup. That does happen every once in a while. Not going to be good to go, it looks like, though.
But yeah, it looks like they're going to take at least double stack Ancients, and they might even go for Congo, perhaps? No, they don't have any kind of way to really do it outside of... Oh, they're actually going to try and do it, actually. They do have the DD. They don't have Abyss of Skull, so it's going to be a little bit risky, but they do have a Fiddly, obviously, and oh my god, that damage is insane.
Yeah, the Dark Blade's double damage. I mean, that is ridiculous how fast Congo is actually already dropping, so... yeah, this was a good decision. Now, if the double damage wasn't there, I don't know if they would have gone for it, but just so happens that it was there. You do see Silsty there running in. They're coming, but they're going to get there too late. Darkman is going to get the token alive here. In fact, here's the distraction. Prisonbreak comes out. They're trying to spread, but they come for the pull back in as well, and Pebbles off the back end of Disintegrate as well. Soul Stealer, so the worst case scenario for Sync Esports right there. They get the token of life on BMG, and they take out 2, and now the chase continues. Prisoner, he's still going, and he's got the shackle. He's not going to apply it just, or coming up in 3 seconds. The pull, not going to hit, and Slap just harassing them in that Skeleton King. Magnus actually comes in with the Eruption. Protective Melody not used just yet. That was just a Disco Inferno. She still has that Protective Melody if need be. Ophelia's touch, though, comes out. Magnus now on the run himself. It looks like a nice stun over the ledge. Going to be fun, but everybody's staying alive for BMG, and they're definitely going to push this middle tower. I mean, 3 heroes are dead. Absolutely no reason not to. Get the middle tower, then fall back and regen, I'm sure.
Definitely, and now they've got token on Dark Lady. I mean, they're going to take the tier 2 tower, which is guaranteed. That's going to free up even more map control and even more gold for BMG. But the scariest thing is that now Dark Lady has 4 minutes of invulnerability. Like, he's going to get that Shrunken Head in that time. And like I said before, once he gets the Shrunken Head, there's nothing that Zinc can do. They're already far behind. And they need sort of items that they're so far away from. They need the Sheepstick if they want to deal with Dark Lady. And Pebbles just picked up his portal key. If they can do some kind of crazy initiation and catch Haxtron out before he gets his Shrunken Head, then maybe they can win these team fights. But Soul Stealer is not farmed enough. No one is farmed enough to really deal with this Dark Lady. Outside of maybe sort of ganking him and hoping that he doesn't pop the Shrunken Head in time.
Almost like they're fighting a losing battle here, but at the same time, you know, I feel weird saying that. For one, it's Sync Esports, and 2, you know, it's not like it's double digits as far as, you know, 10,000 plus golden experience lead just yet for BMG. So again, definitely hanging in there. Again, we're tied at 1-1 in the series. Sync taking the first game technically. Again, BMG came in with that 1-0 advantage, but Bad Monkey Gaming. Both these teams were really, but BMG right now in the better spot to take a 2-1 lead in what is, again, best out of 5 here. So not a best of 3, best out of 5, so no matter what, 2, maybe even 3 more games if it goes the distance once again. So bottom lane, though, Magnus actually going to be spotted here, and Disco Inferno comes out, and now Bubbles chasing. Song of the Sea going to be used to catch a couple. Nice dodge of the Keg Stun with that take cover. The follow-up's really slow, though. They don't have a portal key like him. And yeah, so as a result, they're not going to have enough. So yeah, I mean, Zibba, he just got antsy right there, wanted to make something happen. But in the long run, didn't work. By the way, he does have the Alchemist Bones. does Zibby on Bubble. So, I mean, it just continues. Like he's very content that it is the good option in the end. So he does get it here.
Yeah, and I mean we've talked about it time and time again, and I mean, personally, I don't think I'd pick it up, but at the same time, like, if it does go late, the extra farm is useful, and it's obviously going to be somewhat useful against Parasite. Have some kind of lockdown on him, and I mean, what else would you really go for, though? I mean, like, once you've got Portal Key on Bubbles, that's kind of all the core you need, so I guess Alchemist Bones isn't too much. Yeah, they can pick up a Sheep Stick, but at the end of the day, the game's probably going to go for another, like, 10 or 15 minutes, and by that time, you know, you're going to get the worth out of Alchemist Bones, and it is Zibby, so you can't really tell him what's right and what's wrong. So.
exactly. No. Yeah, I don't know if I'm personally still 100% sold on it, but at the same time, you know, what does my opinion really matter in that? So, like I said, it's just that we've had the discussion. I brought it up with players like Slap to actually sure enough playing the Parasite over here. He himself said he doesn't really care if they do it against him. He thinks it's good for them because, you know, they're using 1,900 gold to get that and, you know, saving charges in a sense just to try to take out the puzzle box minions. But if that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. So, but at the same time, you know, as you put it again, it's Zibby, he has it, and he's known for not really giving a shit, frankly, as far as what others think when it comes out of discussion. So,
I mean,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you really going to go for Bubbles? Maybe you're going to start working on a Sheep Stick, but he's not going to get it in time. And I mean, do they even need it at this point? Honestly, like once they got the Shrine Head on Darkly, they've got enough control with Keltfield and obviously from Prison Break as well. And I mean, I really disagree with this choice. They don't need to rush it. Like they don't have Shrine Head on Dark Lady. They don't want to take a bad team fight.
I mean, they got the token though, so
yeah, but there's no need to make a risky decision. They can just sort of keep Zeke in their base, and they're going to maybe try and find a hook, but is not going to be fine. The Shrine Head is being delivered, but they don't have it yet, and they are going to back off. And I think this is the right decision here coming from BMG because they do not want to, give Zinc any sort of way to get back into this game, and they've got the better late game as well. So there's no need to rush it. They can take it slow. They are far ahead in terms of golden experience, and why not increase that lead before going high ground? I mean, it's going to be hard going high ground as well. They've got Eruption to sort of deal with. Obviously, the energy fields, and in the confined space, obviously that sort of that choke point. It's going to be hard for them to really sort of engage uphill. So I think it's the best decision. Just, ward up, which they have already done. They've got some aggressive wards here from support, another one in the enemy jungle. And, they can just farm the enemy jungle, which they have been doing. So sort of starve Zinc Esports now. Don't give them any ability to sort of make plays and keep making plays yourself. So.
There are triple stack agents on the Hellborn side. You see, Rhapsody's actually over here, so it's almost as if, it's Rhapsody and Ophelia not the best duo at doing triple stack agents, so I assume Dark Lady eventually is going to make her way over there. And yeah, she's kind of just cleaning up her own jungle. She does have a TP on her. I wouldn't be surprised to see her TP over to the tower and look to do it. In fact, bottom lane, Solstice, they're pushing it, but now falls back before he gets caught. He went the Portal Key first, by the way, to follow up the Energizer course, and now going the Shrunken Head. So, he's going to have a Shrunken Head very shortly himself. You like the decisions he's been making here on Soul Stealer?
Yeah, I have been watching him a little bit, and without that kind of Nullstone, like, he doesn't have the regen, so he isn't really be able to farm too effectively. I've seen him quite a few trips back to base, and it does hamper his farm. If you compare it to Hatrin, who has obviously that sort of inbuilt sort of regen with obviously the Rune Cleaver, like, the farm is kind of noticeable. Obviously, he has had 4 deaths, and that's obviously going to play a big part. But at the same time, he's needed the Portal Key to get involved in these games because, they were on the back foot, so I can definitely understand that as well. But still not optimal farm from Flensmeister. And was that an Arcana? Yeah, he's picked up an Arcana, and this is what I mean, like, he's been forced to sort of pick up some kind of mana regeneration. He's going to sell it again.
Oh, okay. No, he was just doing it for mana regeneration
for the mana regeneration. Yeah, makes sense.
That is interesting, yeah. No, that makes sense. You say that as if that's normal, man. That is not normal right there.
Well,
what he just did. But that is definitely interesting to see.
Yeah. But, even Flensmeister realises the issue he's having with, obviously, the mana regeneration. Obviously, he's picked up the Portal Key, and the 75 mana actually is a big difference. Like, I know a lot of people realise it, but, like, you're using it 3 or 4 or 5 times, and that's, like, nearly 350 mana, like, in one stint. So
that and the Energizer. That's also another. It's also 75 mana. So you're looking at 150 mana between those 2 items that he's using on top of his Demon Hands, which is also 75 mana. So a lot of 75s here that add up here for Soul Stealer.
Sometimes it gets a little bit overlooked at times, honestly, because, like, you pick up the Nullstone, and it's like, yeah, well, why don't you pick up a Shrunken Head? But, like, you need those mana regeneration because you're always going to be using your Demon Hands to farm, and if you're half mana when it gets into a team fight, then, it doesn't even matter if you've got a Shrunken Head, you need that mana regeneration, so... Yeah. He's a little bit caught in a hard place because you don't want to pick up a Nullstone when you don't have too many, spells to block. Like, it's only Rhapsody and Ophelia, but the mana regeneration is incredibly important, but... Abyssal Skull now picked up from Dark Lady, and this is the sort of the trinity of items which I said is really incredibly dangerous. They've got a Shrunken Head now on Prisoner as well, and BMG, they're ready to fight, and they should be actually top lane though.
Yeah, oh, they are going to jump bubbles. They did. I thought he was actually getting away there, but you know what? You know what his biggest flaw was there? He actually shell surfed just to harass / get a little bit of farm maybe at the last second before TPing out, and that's actually exposed where he was, and thus allowing Pebbles and Magnus to eventually jump in and get the kill. Yeah, they were baiting that out for a while. I just assumed that he actually was going to live in the end, but nope. He's his antics right there, unfortunately, get him caught, and well played by Sync Esports being patient and eventually getting what they came for. So him being dead, obviously a nice little slowing things down for Sync, but yeah, middle lane, this is very possible. Initiation right here, Magnus, he's in trouble. The shackles on him again, he can't lava surge away as a result, and he will end up falling. Magnus, he's got a portal key, he's going to be patient with it, he will eventually use it. I mean, Dark Lady and Prisoner both did use Shrunken Heads there, to be fair.
So but I mean, you see how happy and how comfortable BMG are that they're actually fighting that potential team fight 4v5. Yet they know once they've got the Trinity of items of Dark Lady and the Shrunken Head on Prisoner, they've got nothing to worry about. I mean, like, what kind of physical presence does Zinc really have? Like, outside of Soul Stealer, that isn't really hitting too hard and not too fast either. He's got obviously the Energizer portal key and Shrunken Head that offers no kind of damage. Honestly, like, there's no Pestilence that I've stated before, no Tempest. Like, there's nothing to be worried about, so they can take those engagements 4v5, and honestly, the later it goes as well, it just gets worse for Zinc, because 4 out of the 5 heroes get instantly dropped off, when the Shrunken Head are picked up, so all bottom lane.
Soul Stealer, he's being sneaky, he's going to portal key, Kelfield, oh! He went for close. It. He went, that had to be really close, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Kelfield was just out of range of Soul Stealer. It's, good attempt definitely, but in the end, of course, not enough to catch Solstice in the middle lane. No, that's an illusion there. Coming out, so I'm doing well too. Thanks for asking. Okay, cool. good to hear, Ninja. Good to hear. Ninja in chat. Ninja created the stop bot actually. Anyways, yeah, top lane Ophelia in some trouble, gets caught by the energy field. Man, they're all collapsing. And it's just like they're all there all along. 4 players collapse. I
mean, the burst potential from Zinc is rather insane. And although obviously the Shrunken Heads are being picked up from BMG, I mean, obviously Ophelia doesn't have one, but I mean, if that's Dark Lady, if he doesn't pop the Shrunken Head there, there's still potential that Zinc can win this team fights just because of their insane burst potential. But obviously the Shrunken Heads are needed there for BMG. But I mean, for Zinc, they're in a little bit of a hard situation though, because they can't win a team fight if everything goes according to plan from BMG. They have to honestly get some kind of health flower or sheepstick, because they have nothing to really deal with the Shrunken Heads actually top lane.
Yeah, Prisoner is trying to get involved here. He actually missed the whole ball and chain, and Engineer was able to avoid it right there. You can see Prisoner with the Invis actually being activated, trying to maybe chase them down, but he's not going to be able to. Maybe? Portal key. Again, the sidestep. He's toying with him, but here comes Dark Lady. Nice keg done initially, but it's not going to be enough in the end. And it looks like the smack talk, unfortunately, kind of bites him in the ass right there. It's like when you taunt somebody and you end up getting killed yourself. the whole backfire right there. So, but the pursuit was real, and they eventually pick off Engineer. Now the tower's actually very low.
There's a rock plate to make
this is a fake fallback here. Look at this. Bubbles off to the side. Okay, never mind. It's an actual fallback. Maybe not, actually. I mean, Prisoner's in a good flank spot right here. Magnus does it on Bubbles, actually, and Bubbles will melt right there. Protected Melody was not in time. There's a couple of fights still going on. Slowburst comes out, but Prisoner got his Shrunken Head up just before. Dark Lady also assisting on Pebbles. Who they're going to kill? They got to kill somebody. They're kind of splitting focus right here. Soulstealer does get picked off in the end, and actually Pebbles will be fine in the long run. Meanwhile, off to the side, Magnus, he's got a Lava Surge. He can't portal key right now. He took some damage. He does Lava Surge. He's in trouble. Dark Blades go out once again. Another auto attack. Yes. And KZ's picked off a double tap for Haxer. Pretty sloppy fights here, honestly. But, hey, they come out on top, and they get the tower killed in the end. Jeez, yeah, they didn't deny it.
I mean, and those Shrunken Heads were doing so much work. Like, Prisoner was like 1v1 against Soul Stealer, and Soul Stealer started channeling the Soul Burst, and Prisoner just popped Shrunken Head and just started laughing at him, because there's nothing they can do, nothing that Zinc can do once or 2 Dark Lady into Prisoner. The only thing they can really have an impact on is Rhapsody, Bubbles, and Ophelia, and those are the heroes that don't do anything in team fights, honestly. So it doesn't even matter if they do fall. They're going to try and catch Parasite here. Alchemist Bones actually...
You see
There's a
right
use
there.
right there.
Yep, he actually makes use of them right there, forces Parasite out, and well, there you go. That's a great example of how actually Alchemist Bones is very powerful against a Parasite.
Definitely.
So, making the naysayers maybe believers, and kind of did a little bit for me right there. I'm still a little unsure, but that
team
helped.
fights not so much, but it's still useful. But I mean, yeah, but just like going back to these Shrunken Heads though, because Zing, let's talk about what they have. They have great burst potential, but they're not able to use it because of their Shrunken Heads. So the only kind of way they can play around that is if they pick up a Hellfly, if they pick up a Sheepstick, preferably the Hellfly, because obviously it increases the cooldown, or it's more cooldown than the Sheepstick, and also increases the range. So they can jump on Dark Lady, instantly burst her down if they pop the Hellflower, but at the same time, they don't have the farm to do that, and they don't have the ability to sort of take this late game because of the Dark Lady, and they have missed the opportunity, and this just goes back to great play from BMG. They shut down the heroes they were meant to and got farm on the heroes they were meant to, and honestly, in this game, obviously, there's still a lot of games to be played, but still, BMG, their strategy was perfect, and their draft was even better, so obviously, there's still games to be played, but BMG looking very, very strong in this game.
Yeah. Just over 33 minutes in, and I mean, I think back to really, 10, 15 minutes into this game, how we were even saying Sync Esports was just so far behind, and the chance that this could have been just a completely one-sided victory. But, I mean, Sync Esports, they have stuck in there at least long enough for now. I mean, you look at the lead, it's obviously even growing for BMG, so just because they haven't conceded, I guess, doesn't mean that it still could be good things for them. But Magnus stuns in right there, but just simply to harass, of course, Dark Lady with that token alive. Hell, she's level 20. As well. I mean, that's not something we really stressed on, too, but not only is the GPM there, but, of course, the experience is there as well. Level 20, farming 558 gold per minute on top of that. Safe to say, Haxford having a good old time, as he's done before on this hero several times, so in this season even. So, more pressure onto the tower. They're going to keep this as they, you can argue, should here. Not a whole lot of reason why they should not look to break the uphill, especially with that token. I mean, as far as counter pushing goes, top of the bottom. Top is being somewhat, of course, synced, but actually there's the phone that they're looking for, and Magnus melts right off the bat. He does not have a buyback. This is definitely go, go, go for BMG. With no Magnus initiation, that hurts a lot on Sync Esports, of course. They might just give it up.
Yeah. There's not much they can do, though, like even with Magnus, and it was going to be hard for them to sort of break base, but after that pickoff, it's easy to take the racks, and I mean, that might even be a game right there breaking.
Yeah. That's such the big strength of a hook hero, though, in general. Yep. It's a super cage him and showing why once again right there, with the prisoner impact. By the way, he went at Sanitarius. I didn't even know if we mentioned that, but amping that physical damage. And, I like that. He's got the initiation with the portal key Shrunken Head. Why not get some more physical presence? Rhapsody gets picked off, actually, as they're trying to fall back right
It doesn't matter, though. It just doesn't matter. Like, the heroes that are important are Dark Lady and Prison are the ones that have Shrunken Heads, and they can't get picked off from Zinc because they're just too magic heavy, and Solstice doesn't do enough, and actually they're going to go in here.
Are they Prisoner? Yes, he does jump in, and Sanitarius, it is activated, doing plenty of right clicks. He's being locked down in the meantime, but they got the pick on a Solstice there. Down goes Pebbles. The right click so powerful, especially from Dark Lady, as you would expect. I mean, and I gotta believe Sig's probably thinking about a concede here.
Yeah, definitely. And Prisoner was really, really late to pop the Shrunken Head, but even after the burst potential, he got it off and it just nullified so much damage. And now they start taking to the tower bottom, and Zinc, they're just unable to do anything because of these Shrunken Heads. And it just goes back to, honestly, a little bit of a complacent draft in that respect. They're going in bottom lane.
Here we go. Eruption, the all in from Zinc. They take out Dark Lady. Again, she has a token, though. Bubbles is picked up in the background, but Dark Lady doesn't give two shits. He's standing her ground. Soul Burst goes off. It will do a little bit of damage. In fact, it does help take out Ophelia. Dark Lady, though, okay, yeah, she got ported back. I always hate that, man. It's like, wait a second. So just sacrificing herself.
I mean, there's the right play to make, though, because without Dark Lady Shrunken Head, she's going to get absolutely obliterated. So it's the right play to make. Just fight when Shrunken Heads are up, and sort of dodge fights when they're down in that respect, and obviously.
Yeah.
It's the right play to make, but they got the middle racks. I mean, like I said, the items that Zinc need are the Hellflower from Pebble, so they have ways of dealing with the Dark Lady, but in this case they just haven't. There's a reason why Haxtron hasn't died this whole game. It's because they didn't shut him down early, and now they've picked up Shrunken Head. There's nothing they can do with him, so...
That full Dawnbringer, man. Powerful, powerful stuff. Bubbles farm, 313 gold per minute, again, having those Alchemist bones. But, hey, again, that's one of those tricky things with it, because the idea is that you get it more so for the Parasite counter than the actual farming tool aspect of it. So it's not too surprising, I guess, to see his GPM not taking off like crazy, but hell, he's got his core. I mean, we've stressed that, in the sense of the Portal Key tablet. Obviously, Sheepstick probably next in line, but even without it, they're doing just fine. Not doing just fine might be Prisoner. Okay, no, he's going to portal key actually away. Maybe. He's kind of thinking about it. He knows that they're there with the ward aside, actually. So it's a matter of can he go for a kill on maybe Soul Stealer? Ooh, that would be something. I mean, he could. Yeah, he's going to run in right here. Pops the shark ahead. He's like, what are you going to do? You can't do nothing to me. In fact, Darkly also coming. He misses the hook. It doesn't matter, though. Down goes Soul Stealer. And Magnus is like, yeah, I need to run.
Look
at this right click, man. 369 right now with everything on cooldown. That is ridiculous. GG, there you go. BMG takes game number 2. Bad Monkey Gaming will have a 2-1 series lead moving forward here in the series in a best out of 5 on the verge of claiming Cycle 4 and trying to stop the repeat factor of Sync Esports for a 4th straight time in a row. Boy, oh boy, we got a series here, ladies and gentlemen. Mini Maggots, what do you think about that game there?
Yeah, I mean, it was honestly, it could have ended in sort of a similar fashion to game 1, but the one thing that honestly was changing is that they stopped the snowball potential, they stopped Mickey, and they won their game. It was simple. The game strategy from Tank Confetti would have been screaming his team is shut down Mickey, give time for Haction to pick up the Dragon Head, and then we're going to win the game, and that's what they simply did, and they executed it perfectly. They made sure that Mickey was shut down, great hooks from Super KG, good rotation coming from Tank Confetti, and they played the game plan, and I mean, Zinc, they must be honestly sort of shitting themselves, seeing as that they could be going out by one game. So I'm looking forward to the next game, man. It's going to be all rested on that one game.
Yep, it definitely is. Bad Monkey Gaming doing work right there, and impressive. Hey, you know what I'll say? Tank Confetti needs to draft Hook Heroes for Super KG. That is clearly the winning formula right there. No, but excited to see how things move on. Again, BMG on the verge. It's a 1 game away. Can they actually claim it? Or will Sync Esports force a final game with the momentum going into it as a result? And that's not something you want to do if you're Bad Monkey Gaming, of course. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We got the next game coming up here. 2-1 series lead for Bad Monkey Gaming. Game 3 coming up next year. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.